Hey, it's Glendon with How to Make a Living Without a Job. Just letting you know, this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tap that bar, having a webinar about courage. It's a different kind of one. Totally different because courage is the thing that starts it all. And speaking of courage, let's jump into this topic. I like to call it the paradox of change. To be successful, you have to change who you are. And that's a very scary thing. And then you get this information that's very, very conflicting. Be who you are. Never ever change. Now the thing is, I want you to really think about some things. If being who you are right now is not getting you the results that you want in your life, how are you going to get the results you want in your life by staying the same? I really want you to ponder that. That's why I call it the paradox of change. Because you get all this information. Stay the same, don't change, be who you are. And I submit to you, there are a lot of people who don't know who the fuck they are because they never really thought about it. Many folks were indoctrinated into who they are by their parents, grandparents, society, church, and they really never sat down and said, who am I? What do I like? What do I want? Typically, at a very early age, you know what you want. But adults will talk you out of it. I knew at 11 years old I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Everyone's like, you're crazy, get a trade, go to school, do this, do this. And it took me a long time to realize that these people, they let their dreams die a long time ago, so it was very easy for them to squash mine. And I thought about it, and I was just like, this is a very interesting thing. And you're told, don't end up like me. Yet they're ensuring that you're going to end up like them, not chasing your dreams. And when I say dreams, as a kid, things change. But I knew at 11 years old, I liked serving people and I liked making money. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I did a lot of research on it. And I really appreciate the culture that we live in where someone 11 or 12 years old can start a company. I love that stuff. You know, their parents were going, hey, you know, you've got the stuff. You've got this idea. You've got the drive. Let's do this. That's a beautiful thing to me. But you have people who are so afraid of change that they will hamper, seriously, cock block someone else's dream because it makes them realize that they let theirs go. They let that thing in them just die. Now, with the paradox of change, and it's a tricky proposition, you're trying to stay the same, yet you're trying to facilitate change. But if the thought process that you currently employ is not getting it done now, how's it going to get it done in the future? How's that going to happen? Everything that you are, everything that you have, everything that you don't have is a accumulation of your thought process and your mental environment. Everything. Give you some examples. There's a young guy, I cannot remember his name, but I believe he was born in Australia. The guy was born with no arms, no legs. I think he has like a stub that he uses to type. This guy has created a company, married a gorgeous woman, and has a family. Now let's take that apart. No arms, no legs. He admitted he had trials, tribulations. He was depressed at times, but he kept going. Now understand, no arms, no legs. Everyone just kind of looked at him really strangely, oddly. Yet he was able to go ahead and do something that a lot of men and women who are perfectly limbed can't do. Build a life and have a family. He was able to do this. Supposedly with all of these disadvantages, but see, one disadvantage he didn't have, that many full, able-bodied people, and I use the term lightly, he had a great mental environment. There are many people who are attractive, have great resources in terms of friends, family, networks, and absolutely hate to wake up every day. They self-medicate with drugs, alcohol, crazy behavior, absolutely hate waking up. Yet, they look good because the standard of being successful is, for some people, extremely low. Like if you look good, your height to weight proportionate, you have a degree, you have a good job, you're successful. For some people, that is painfully inadequate. Painfully inadequate. Because they're not looking at those core drivers. They're not doing what they want to do. They're not doing fulfilling work. They're not doing something that makes them happy. They're told they should be happy because they have it so good, but they're not happy because they're not doing what they want. I think one profession has the highest degree of folks who drop out of the profession is law. So many people like, hey, be the next Perry Mason, be the next Supreme Court justice, and they get in it and they find out that law is hard. Whenever I'm doing research for something, I have to get a legal dictionary to be able to decipher what I read because it's so complex in the way things are written. And people get into that field and they just drop out. Can't deal with it because it's hard. It's not really what they wanted to do. They were doing it for the accoutrements of being an attorney, not for the core attributes of being an attorney. Now, with this paradox of change, and like I said, it's tricky and it slips up a lot of people. How do you facilitate change yet remain the same person that you are? Now, I have a very simple answer for you. You can't. You cannot be who you are right now and facilitate the change that you want in the future. You can't stay the same person. Can't do it. If you continue to stay the same person, you will continue to yield the same results. This is just really unavoidable. You were, outside of winning the lottery or marrying someone who is extremely goal-driven, pretty much your life's not going to change. It's just not. That's the short, direct, blunt answer. You cannot remain the same and expect to have the life you want and enjoy robust happiness. You can't do it. If you're happy right now and your life is yielding the results that you want, you're good to go. That's not most people. That's a minority. That's a small group of people. Because I thought that I had reached the epitome of my life in the storage auction business. I was being fulfilled intrinsically. I was being fulfilled spiritually. I was being fulfilled financially. It was everything. And after coming out, I saw something else. And I'm not the same person that I was when I was in the business. Because I couldn't do this with the same mentality that I did the storage auction business. Couldn't do it. It just wasn't going to work. That's why I had to really change myself. I look at things totally differently now because that is the path of personal evolution. Everyone has the opportunity to evolve or to stagnate. And that's one of the reasons I've never used the term I'm grown. I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm grown. I'm a grown-ass man. Grown to me means you're done. Grown means to me that you're finished. I'm not finished. I'm still growing. So therefore, I'm not grown. Like, take a tree. A tree may get big. A tree may become mature. But it continues to grow. If it doesn't grow, it will die. It's simple as that. So with the paradox of change, like I said, I just gave you the $1 million answer. You cannot remain the same. and expect to enjoy a new life. Now let's talk about some really ugly things. Friendships. It is rare the person that you have in your life who, for this video, who chose to remain stagnant, didn't really grow, didn't do anything differently, yet are very happy for you in your personal evolution. They're actually a cheerleader. They're actually really happy for your success because they love you. There's a group of people in your life who can be stagnant in their personal life and actually cheer you on and be authentic about it. That's rare, because most people will look at the mirror that you're holding up to their face and will hate you internally and will actually try to knock you off course. And it will be very subtle and vile. So if you've got a group of friends who enjoy your success, embrace your success, and are very happy for you, you better hold on to them for dear life, because they don't come along that often. Now, with the friend thing, there's some people that you will absolutely have to get rid of. They cannot go on your evolution with you. They can't. They will hold you back. Prime example, entertainment, sports. You have people that their star escalated and exploded and went supernova. And their friends haven't even left the moon. They're still moon dust. And they're trying to hang out with these people. And it just doesn't work. It's like, yeah, he hasn't changed. Bullshit. You go from living in a one-bedroom apartment, doing this average life, then you start doing movies, or you blow up with your music career or something, you have changed. It's unavoidable. That is a romantic notion that people like to hold on to so they can feel good about themselves. Any person that has reached stunning success has gone through a personal evolution. Every person on the planet that has gone through stunning success. And when I say stunning, I'm talking Gandhi, I'm talking about Martin Luther King, I'm talking about Mother Teresa, I'm talking about Bill Gates. I'm everyone. Success is not just financial. But all of these people have gone through that serious personal evolution. And you cannot keep people who cannot deal with that in your life. You have to eject them because their energy will taint your path. Cold, harsh, but true. Sometimes this might even be some family members. And I know for a lot of people, hey, it's family. It's family. No matter what they do, they're family. I see in our current culture that people prostitute the family bond like I've never seen at any point in history. Well, I'm family. I can fuck up. I'll be forgiven. I grew up in an era where people were disowned. You fucked up the family name, people's like, and it's like, that's cool. You can't save everyone. You can't do it. There are some people who disavow themselves out of your life. You can love them, you can hope for the best, but I believe in free will. Everyone makes these choices. Give you an example. Zimmerman. I'm not going to get too deep in this, but this guy beat a murder rap. And if you look at his choices in the last 2 months, you got to ask yourself, what's wrong with this person? He's going to end up the same as OJ. He got away with a major crime. He's going to do something stupid and end up going to jail for something lesser. Mark my words. Because these guys, and I believe OJ did it. I believe, I believe he did it. And a lot of people, no, he didn't do it. He loved. Fuck that. He killed that woman. He killed her. You cannot romanticize your way into a person's actions like, well, he didn't do it because he loved her. A lot of people die from the hands of loved ones. It's common. So when you're dealing with these people and understanding, there's love, there's loyalty, and then there's personal behavior. You can't love someone out of bad personal behavior. You can't do it. At some point, a light has to go off, and they're like, this is not working for me. This isn't going well. This isn't going to make it. I need to make some changes. I'll use myself. I was a super speeder. I have driven damn near 160 miles on the United States highways. I've done it. Especially like when you're going to California, you're going through the desert, you can literally haul ass for hours. But with that came, and I'll just tell you how I worked it. Back in the day before the reciprocation agreements between states came into effect, you can have 4, 5, 6 driver's licenses. Go to state, take the test, bam. You've got 4 or 5 valid driver's licenses. I had so many tickets. I'm talking buku tickets. Ridiculously. I had bought the 540, got 3 tickets the first month. It was stupid. As I became savvy, and this is why I changed my behavior. Those tickets are expensive on the front end and they're expensive on the back end. You get the ticket, but chunk of money comes out your pocket. The back end, your insurance goes up, so money's coming out of your pocket over a period of time. I put myself in law books and I studied the legal system and I started beating those tickets. I got to a point where I was so good, I was so confident that I would go to court, I knew the law, and I was, in the last 8 years, I had to pay 1 ticket, and I beat the other ones. Well, actually, last 15, really, yeah, last 15. But over the course of taking accountability, taking up those law books, and I'll tell you, if you're in the state of Georgia and you get a ticket and it's not adjudicated, meaning that you actually go to court and plead your case in front of a judge, that first visit is just a hearing. If it's over 2 years, that based on Georgia law, it's all tickets like that, unless it's a DUI, they're misdemeanors. The statute of limitation runs out at 24 months and 1 day. A lot of people don't know that. That got me out of 2 tickets. 2, because I knew the law, and I had to actually, and I brought a book with me, had to borrow it from someone, and showed it to the judge. He said, okay, I see you did your homework, dismissed. After going through all of that effort, I realized it was a lot easier not to fucking speed. It's just, when you go through that stuff, you like, okay, this ain't worth it. All these hours, this gamemanship, going to court 4, 5, 6 times to beat 1 ticket. It just clicked. Dude, it is not worth it. Stop speeding. I have an extremely powerful vehicle, and I've had it for a while, and I've not gotten 1 ticket, hadn't even gotten close, because I don't speed like that anymore. I don't do it because of the repercussions, which is a long way to tell you that when people have to suffer repercussions for their behavior, that will facilitate change more so than a pat on the back or someone just saying, hey, you're a good person, you'll finally get it together, especially dealing with men. When you deal with the consequences and you have to go through that hard road of consequences and repercussions, that, this guy's just like on the phone texting something and he's just steadily coming out. Crazy. When you have to deal with those repercussions, that will facilitate the change because you're in motion. You're dealing with it. You're looking at it. You're examining it. And that facilitated a long-term change of a bad habit that I had, a very bad habit. And I don't do it anymore because I had to deal with the consequences. And this is what I'm telling you. When you deal with people, you cannot love them out of their bad behavior. You can show them a path. You can help them to a degree. But unless their feel is incumbent and intrinsically on them to make the change, no change will happen. That's why you have people who stay the same. I used to live in the hood. I used to live in the boarding house. I guarantee you, to this day, I can go to that neighborhood and find someone that was there when I was there who's doing the exact same shit, drugs, petty crimes, major crimes, same exact shit 15 years later. I guarantee you I can go find someone. 15 years. And I've went through major personal transformations because I took it upon myself to change. I want you to really understand this. You cannot stay the same. That's the big paradox, and it messes up with so many people. Because this is another thing that this society preaches, that if you change, that you're selling out. Now, this is my definition of selling out. Doing something that you don't want to do. That's selling out to me. If you want to do it, it's in your life path, it's on your path of evolution, I don't see how it's selling out. There are many people that think if an indie artist goes ahead and does well, and they start making something commercial and make a lot of money, they're selling out. I don't see the nobility in poverty. I do see the nobility in struggle. I think struggle is good. Struggle helps you move to a higher place. But to perpetually remain poor and be one of those, I'm just spiritual, meaning that I don't know how to make money with my craft, that's some bullshit. And a lot of people fall into that trap. It's like there's something inherently wrong with making money. There's something inherently wrong with making money the wrong way. But if your talents dictate that people will pay you X amount of dollars for this thing that you're doing, why not? Which is another part of the paradox of change. I see this so many places on Facebook groups, YouTube. People, hey, I'm not getting paid for this. No, there's no money. It's weird that if you do something and someone wants to remunerate you fiscally, that people get weird. But I did a video on that. It's about people's relationships with money. That's a totally different thing. But people get weird about that. It's like they don't want to be seen as doing something for money. Which is crazy because to a degree, we do what we do for the personal and emotional fulfillment that we get from doing it. Then the money is a very big part of it. So with this paradox of change, I want you to really, really think about, are you ready to be successful? Are you ready to institute the changes that you will need to make to be successful? Because I can tell you from experience, when I had entitlement mindset, when I had this trying to save the world, I will speak to that in a second, mentality, I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. I have a new philosophy. I can't save the world. I can help a few. And ever since I've gone on that paradigm, my life has been a lot saner. I've been more fulfilled because, understand, and I'm telling you this coming from someone who was extremely impoverished at one point in his life, that unless that person really puts out and wants to move forward, they're never going to change. They're going to continue to have bad money habits. They're going to continue to do drugs. They're going to continue to have alcohol. I'm telling you, for some people, the best thing that wakes them up is when everybody fucking leaves them. That's what it takes for some people to wake up. Now, with the Save the World mantra, we're all here, play it forward. In theory, it sounds great. And the powerful, the elite, they play that game very well on those who are not paying attention. But from where you are right now, I want you to take a moment and think about everyone in your life that you know of, your city, who has the power? And just take a moment and think about that. Who has the power? Is it the regular folks? Mm-mm. Some of the people who have the most power, you can't stand. Yet they have the power and they continue to get it. Now, I don't believe in karma because people love to put out that, you're going to do something bad, then all these bad things are going to happen to you. I don't believe in that. I believe in cause and effect. And sometimes you can do something very, very bad and the effect is absolutely breathtakingly good. I have made some stuff, done some stuff, and I couldn't believe the effects. I couldn't believe it. So don't Do not, just a quick lesson here. Just a quick lesson. If you believe in karma, what you're doing is programming your subconscious mind to punish you when you feel that you fucked up. People who have not programmed themselves that way can do all kind of stuff and not suffer any ill consequences. I know that's going to blow your mind, but it's true. Suffer none whatsoever. Karma is a way that people can feel better about themselves, that somehow divine intervention is going to get this person back. It's not going to happen if that person is mentally aware of how the universal laws work. Ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know a lot of people are like, what? Nope, it's not going to happen. Nope. Telling you from experience, not going to happen. So when you are looking at changing yourself, really trying to climb the ladder, the biggest thing that's going to help you is having long-term goals. One of the biggest things that's going to help you in the world is having long-term goals for your life. If you want to get married, have kids, put it on your goal sheet. And people like, and that's another thing, romantic love, it just happens. You can't really do it. Yes, you can. You can put yourself in the driver's seat where love will come to you. Because love is not something that you control. It's something that happens. You don't pick love. Love picks you. You can accordingly say, hey, I'm going to deal with this or I'm not. But it's your feelings are your feelings. But you can put yourself in the driver's seat by making yourself extremely appealing to a lot of people. And this isn't about your hair or getting a breast job or going to the gym. If people, when they enter your sphere, feel warm, safe, protected, and accepted, you can pull off some amazing things regardless of what you look like. But once again, this is universal law, mental law. This is how people operate. This is some different stuff that I'll go into probably in the Hustler Mindset group. But understand, a lot of what you've been fed has been told to you to keep you enslaved, to keep you, what's the word? To keep you indoctrinated in beliefs that keep you on the treadmill. That's what they do. They literally keep you on a treadmill, and you, regardless of how fast you run, you don't make any progress. Have you ever wondered that? It's like you work every day, you do what you think's the right thing, but nothing changes. You always seem to be just doing enough. You never really escalate. You never take off, and you're working your ass off. You're literally working your ass off, but it doesn't really benefit you. And sometimes you actually regress. You get to the point where you just sometimes think, like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. It's like the harder I work, it's like the worse off I am. And the thing is, you're waking up. When you feel like that, you're waking up. You're beginning to realize that it's way more than hard work to be successful. You're beginning to actually take stock of your life, and you're beginning to start to connect the dots. And many people become frustrated and they get off the path. When you start to ask yourself those questions and sit down and come up with better answers, you will become more successful with less work. It's the total converse of what you're told that it takes to be successful. Hard work plays a role to a degree, but strategy, positioning, and understanding your mental environment is more important than all of the other stuff. Bar none. Way more important than all of the stuff. So once you learn that and understand that, you can start to truly evolve and create change. Because when you understand how things work versus how you want them to work, I'll give you an example. With my first book, I knew that book was going to sell. Did not take off the first few weeks, first few months. I had to do some stuff. I had to try this, I had to try that. But I knew it was going to sell because I know how people are. That's a lesson that came from fucking up, being in business. The things that irritate you, drive you crazy, also irritate other people and drive them crazy. And if you come up with a solution that works for you, invariably it will work for other people. And that's how many businesses are born. But a lot of people just stay frustrated because they don't want to change, because they would feel that they are selling out if they changed. And there's a study, and I can't find it, so I'm paraphrasing, but it is extremely hard for a person to leave their tribe. And what I mean about that is, if you grew up in a town full of metal workers and your grandfather was a metal worker, your great-grandfather was a metal worker, your father was a metal worker, your Uncle Joe, even if you have the abilities and the capacities to be a brain surgeon, you will feel guilty due to cultural indoctrination that if you don't become a metal worker, that you're somehow letting your family down. That is how insidious this stuff is. That you will forego personal fulfillment, actually helping out a lot of people, because if you're a hell of a brain surgeon, you're actually helping out a lot of people because of the cultural norm of your tribe, which is to be a metal worker. That is an extremely powerful personal anchor that a lot of people cannot navigate around or cut. Just can't do it because of the loyalty of the family bonds. What I'm telling you is there are people who have the ability to be extremely successful, and they're not, because that means that they will show up to family. Crazy, right? Nuts, right? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Because if you ever notice how you see a family where everyone is successful and you see a family and everyone is poor, or there might be one outlier in the family that does well and everyone's like, yeah, he's a ditty or she's a ditty. You ever see that? That person escaped that legacy but is being punished because they made a move of personal fulfillment that resulted in evolution and possibly fiscal rewards. And they're being punished for that. Happens all of the time. So if you want to change your life, learn how to navigate the paradox of change. You can still be a good person, but understand, you're going to have to change who you are to move forward. And the sooner that you can realize that, embrace that, and not be weighed down by the fact that if you do that, that you're going to lose people, because you will. I'm not going to lie to you. You will lose people. They're not meant to come on your journey with you. This isn't a bad thing or a good thing. It's just the way that it is. Because I lost a friend, and I remember when I was in business environments, I had that first big deal, and the kind of friend where I could just drive over to their house anytime. It's like, hey, I'm here. Went over there in that brand new 540i, still had the new car smell. Stop talking to me. I'm not bullshitting you. We had several friends. I was like, hey, this so-and-so. Yeah, I called him. He picked right up. I'm the least formal, at that time, I was the least formally educated person in the group. And he felt superior. And when he saw evidence that he wasn't superior, it caused a mental shutdown. Couldn't deal. So he'd rather sever our friendship than to deal with his own inadequacy. You will see that frequently. So, and you know, I ain't gonna lie, shit hurt. I was just like, damn, what the fuck? But I learned that that's how it goes. And a lot of people would rather stay poor, unhappy, miserable, have crazy health consequences versus going through losing some people who shouldn't have been in their life in the first place, or should have only been there temporarily. Crazy, I know. All right. This is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side. What's going on, people? I'm doing it again. If you make it to the end of this video, I got a special code for you. Can't put it in the comments, but it's here on the screen. You hit that, you get 2 months of the Hustler Mindset Project for $79.95 in all of my books. But you got to hit this link. You're going to have to actually type it in and stuff. I'll try to make it as short as possible, because the original price now is $199. So big savings for those who watch to the end of the video. And as I said, don't tell anybody. Don't put it in the comments. This is for you. All right? This is Glendon. I'll catch you later.